While we try to be as helpful as possible, this podcast should not be considered as professional or financial advice. It contains general information only, and you should seek out professional advice for your own personal circumstances before making any financial decisions.
Clap.
Ryan can't clap right now.
Ryan's a little bit special today.
Ryan injured his finger, so he can't clap. No one's going to know what we're talking about.
No.
That's all right. We're keeping it in. We're keeping it in. Welcome back, guys. I'm Julia.
And I'm Nick.
And this is the Enthusiast Lab. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Enthusiast Lab, guys. Today we are going to try and re-record episode 1 that we did way back when, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think it's actually
2
right
years.
now 2 years because we started in May.
Yeah. So 2 episodes ago, because I think Doors for Pause episode is in between the episode
When
where
this comes out.
Yeah, when we talked about us wanting to redo some of our earlier episodes because we think that the market has changed, information that we can deliver has changed.
And we're a lot more confident.
Yeah, we're a lot more confident behind the microphones. You know,
Yeah.
we've been doing this for 2 years now.
I love hearing myself talk.
You do.
Fucking oath. I fucking do.
I hate listening to myself talk.
Too bad, too sad, Julia.
I know.
You signed up for this shit.
But I thought we could kind of have another go at episode 1. So episode 1 was How to Get Started Finance Edition. But I thought we'll try and encompass everything and just what do I do to get started? How do I get into building? Kind of the overarching question of the who, what, when, where, why in terms of building. Why build? Why? How do I get started? Why do I want to get started? All
Pretty
those
much,
questions.
yeah. Just the common questions that we get asked all the time, which is, I want to build, but I don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do?
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
That is it, right? It is the fucking bare basics from day one, where it's, you know, and we'll start it with as simple as going, why are you even looking at building?
Exactly.
Are you renting and you're sick of renting? Are you living at home and realizing, fuck, I just need my own space now?
Have you looked at the established market already and realized you can't find what you're looking for?
Have you been looking on established and realized that, you know, fuck, all these houses that I keep looking at, they're selling for well above what I can afford, or I keep going to them, then they cancel on me, and we've gone to rentals, and then fucking that's been a shit show.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different things, right? I think the number one thing is, what is that pain point?
Yeah.
Going right back to, why are you even looking at doing this? Because this isn't something that you can just take backseas tomorrow, right? This is a fucking commitment. This is a lot of money. It's daunting. And there's so many builders that are fucking people around. There's builder brokers fucking people around. There's consultants fucking things around. This isn't great, right, in terms of building. It's not perfect.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, but it's not perfect, Julia, right? Established is just as bad. This is the problem. No matter which way you're looking at, there's going to be some fucking stress, whichever way you go for it. So, like, why am I putting myself into this position?
Well, yeah, why are you looking to build?
So you need to figure out, what is that motivator? What is that thing that is talking to you in the back of your mind going, go do something?
Yeah, and, you know, why building over established? Why building now? Have you seen something that you like and you decided to reach out? Or have you seen your friends build and you're like, yeah, okay, it's not that bad?
You know what? Everyone says it's bad, but these guys have had a good experience. Why not reach out and see if I can do it?
Yeah.
You know, if they can do it, I can do it. It's that type of mentality for a lot of the time.
So I guess it goes then from here of I do want to purchase some sort of property. I want a home, right?
I want a roof over the head that I can call my own.
Right. So a client has decided, hey, I want my own property. I want my own home. I want my own space. And they call you and they say, hey, how do I get started? What's your answer?
Do you have a job?
Well, yeah.
Number one.
I guess that's the first one,
The first
isn't it?
thing, honestly, kudos to everyone that has reached out to us and is booking meetings, because that is the hardest step. Hands down. Building itself, yes, it's stressful, but the hardest step is the first one that you take, which is the actual reaching out and trying to get information. So many people actually listen to our podcast and they go, fuck, it's actually opened my eyes to a lot of things, and that's why I've reached out. Fuck yeah, killer. Was this ever the goal with this podcast to actually get business? Fuck no. It's about just bringing the information to you guys at your own pace if you want to do the research. And there's plenty of people now doing podcasts, which is great. We're still going to do what we do.
Yep.
Right? Now, number one step is reach out. Whether that is booking a phone call, which is I allow half an hour because so many times it's meant to be a 5-10 minute chat, ends up being a half an hour chat, especially with me, because I'll talk your fucking ear off.
Nick loves to chat.
100%. And if it's not that, then, there might be some really good questions. We get some clients have land, have everything. They just need some good advice what to do next. So a 5-minute chat isn't going to do that. Do you know what I mean? I dedicate this time for each person. That's what these bookings are for. And the next one after that is the info session. So if you've done a phone chat with me, it's normally, hey, it's Nick.
What's your situation?
What's the fucking go? Why am I calling you?
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Why am I calling you?
Yep.
And then you'll tell me, hey, first time doing this, I've seen some mates go through, which is a common one, which is awesome to see. I just want to say, I don't know what to do.
Don't want to waste your time by driving all the way to you. Don't want to commit to the drive yet.
All the fucking time.
Totally fine. Let's do the phone chat first and see if where you're thinking of building, we can build, and what you're thinking of doing.
Absolutely.
So, what? It's not a terrible thing to do a phone chat first and then come in for the
Exactly it. Because, again, we delegate this time forward. So why not hear from the horse's mouth? We'll tell you straight, you know what? You're going out regional. I can't fucking go there. But maybe these builders might. So go reach out to them. If you come into these areas, then we can help you.
Yep.
Perfect. That's all it needed to be. Hey, I want to actually catch up with you and go through all the options. Okay, not a problem. This is how you do it. Same way you booked in this phone chat, book in the info sesh. It will show my availability for 2 months in advance. Bring some pay slips. It will give you a rundown what to do before the meeting. I'll see you then.
Yep.
And it shows and gives everyone the flexibility, especially a lot of our clients are FIFO. So you're back, you're doing a 2-on-1 or an 8-and-6 roster. You've got basically 3-4 days of actual usable time. Cool. You can see us for 2 months in advance, cherry pick which of your R&Rs it works, lock it in, happy days.
Let's
you
do it.
You don't have to, there's no double booking, all that shit like I used to do back in the day because I had to manually do it. So that's the number one. Book in for a phone chat. If you want to come and meet me directly and get things going or whatever it is, just do the info session. If we're doing a lot of people at the moment that are still interstate or they are regional, like in Karratha or Port Hedland, whatever, and we are located in Perth, that's fine. We can still do all the shit. We just do it electronically. So book in a Zoom chat. So if you're in Adelaide, Zoom chat. I'm not going to fly over just to see you, but I can be made available at all the time.
Yep.
So we are very flexible, and we've made different systems in place to be able to accommodate people anywhere around the world.
Yep.
Basically. I can be in fucking, like we were in Africa, and I can go and sit down and have a meeting with you while you're still in Perth. Do you know what I mean? We've set it up so that we can accommodate everyone at any time. But
with the caveat that we don't do appointments whilst on holiday. That was a special case.
Yeah. Julie's caveat is I'm not allowed to work while I'm away. But do you know what I mean? That's the number one thing is reach out. Now, when you do reach out and we do sit down, what actually happens? You will be very shocked about when you hear, or actually no, if you're listening to this, then you know what I'm like.
Yeah.
But if you haven't, there's been many times that people get shocked that every second word is fuck, shit, or worse that comes out of my mouth. But this is who you're dealing with. You deal with me directly. That's the whole point. And we sit down and we try and gather as much information as possible to figure out what your situation is. Are you working? What's your debts like? Have you got any money saved?
What kind of job are you in?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. From job role, position, are you full-time, casual, self-employed? You got your own business? How long have you been in the business? Okay, cool. You've been in the business, you've had the business for 2 years. Cool. Have you got 2 years of full financials or 1 year? That can change what banks we're looking at. All these components, we dig in deep, get all the information, get the pay slips or tax returns, whatever we need. We lay out all the debts. So shit like phone bills and stuff, we don't care. We don't need that. That's classified under your living expenses. But the things we do need, car loans, personal loans, credit cards, Hum Visa, Afterpay, fucking Zip Pay, Zip Money, latitude, bro. There's so many of them, right? Cash converters and shit. We see them all. Lay them all out. We need to know who it's with, how much is left owing, how long left of the loan is left, and what your minimum repayments are. So we have a good overview of what the outgoings are. Then we look at, if you've got HEX debt, we need to know the HEX debt. If you both have HEX debts, if it's a couple, we need to individualize the HEX debts.
If you're paying child support.
100%. Child support. So some people have come in and they're gone, hey, I'm paying child support, but I don't have access to the kid. Cool. We still need to know how old the kid is as well as the child support repayments, because some banks will double dip and some will actually remove one of those extra allowances, the extra living expenses if you've got the child support agreement. So we need all this type of information. If you're a single mum and you receive child support payments, give that to us, and then we can see how much of that we can calculate into your income. There's so many different avenues. We want to get every single dollar that is coming in and every single dollar that's going out, so we get a good overview of your situation. How much have you saved? Have you got any savings? No, I don't have any money, but maybe my parents can go as guarantor. They can use a portion of the equity in the property.
Well, that's a whole new kind of avenue.
Whole new situation. We go through all of those components. Hey, this is a potential. We can run some hypothetical options for you guys. That's of no cost to you, right? You don't have to you don't have to pay a single fucking dollar to meet with us, which is very beneficial with us as a building broker.
Yep.
There are companies that will charge you for your time. We don't do that. It's unethical as fuck, and I fucking hate it when I hear about it. But spend the time. If you're willing to come to us and spend the time, I will do everything in my power with all the people we have to get all the solutions for you guys so that you can work out all of your options, and then the ball's in your court. You're the one paying for it, not me.
Well, yeah,
so at least you know what you're in for.
From gathering all the information, from there, all that information gets sent to Maddie, our financial broker.
Yep.
And
she susses it all out.
She susses it all out. And then normally that takes, 24, 48 hours, depending on how busy her workload is.
Yeah.
And if it's a Friday night, it's not going to happen by Sunday evening.
Nah, so I'll send it all off. And normally it's about 1 or 2 days is a turnaround, right? For every client, and I tell this to everyone that meets me on the actual weekend, Saturday or Sunday, I tell them all, we'll grab all the shit. First thing on Monday, Maddie will start working the numbers. Within a day or two, you'll know. So we always advise at every meeting, hey, if you're meeting on the Saturday, make sure book in a follow-up so we can go through all the results, because I'm not just going to email them to you. Reason why I can. The reason why is because half the time you're going to look at it and it's going to be a bunch of fucking jargon. You're not going to be able to understand.
It's just going to be numbers.
Numbers everywhere, and you're going, what the fuck does shit mean? So we go through it all with you in person. Or you can book in a phone chat. I can forward it to you and get on the phone and actually talk you through it all. So you guys can actually get a good understanding of what your situation is, what you may be able to actually borrow, or if you don't have enough to borrow, what do you need to do to be in the position? That's what we do. We look at what it is now and what it may be in the future so that you can get yourself a good plan of attack, what you need to do.
Yep.
What to do, how to do it, and the time frame to achieve. Those are the 3 things.
And I'll add on to that. If you can borrow, what does your packages, or what can you afford within that borrowing power?
Correct. That's that follow-up catch-up.
Yeah.
So that initial is what we're really trying to info gather, and then we sit down with every person in the meeting going, cool, let's rebook another catch-up, which is where we're going to start getting all the information and start digging a little bit more into detail. A lot of people in the first appointment try and normally start going, oh, I want to build in this area and I want to have this house, and I'll shut everyone down and go finance first. Once you know what the numbers look like and how long it's going to take you to get there, if you're ready to do it now or later, then we can look at areas on the preference north the river, south the river for Perth, or if you're in Adelaide, whatever the situation is. Once we have an idea on the areas and the size of the blocks and the cost of the land in those areas, then we can talk about fucking house designs. Because I can do it, and I'll explain this to people, I can do a 3x2 on every single type of block. I can do a 3x2 on a 6 meter wide and 25 meter deep. I can do a 3x2 on a 20 meter wide block and 30 meter deep.
Yep.
The difference is going to be about $100,000 to $300,000 in the cost of the house, but it's still a fucking 3x2.
Yep.
Because everyone goes, how much is a 4x2? Fuck, man, how long's a piece of string, bro? It can be anywhere. It could be 290,000 as a shell of a home, or it could be 450,000. Take a pick. Oh, but I want the 290. Okay, so do we have the right block to fit that? This is what we're talking about. Finance first. Figure out the price, how much of that budget is getting eaten up into the land, what's the dimensions on the block, because we need to make the right plan fit that. Then we can decipher what house designs will fit the block, will fit your budget, and will fit your preference.
Well, also, I'll add on to that. Say a client says, I really like this one design.
Cool.
And that's totally fine. What we have to then adjust is your expectation of where you're going to build that, because building in Hilbert versus building in Ravenswood, totally different price point.
100%.
So, if that's the design you are stuck on, then we have to adjust where you're going to build that design.
Absolutely. There's got to be some sort of compromise. Unless you're walking into our office with a fucking open checkbook, you are going to find some sort of compromise. There is no one out there that will sit there and be able to give you everything, right? Without you having to pay for it. It's just that fucking simple. So and every single time, it's always a budget that limits the expectations. But unless you know what the fuck you're doing, you're going to sometimes overreach. And what I'm here to do, and what the team at Mr. Enthusiast is here to do, is set that realistic and go, look, this is what it actually is. Yes, we want the fucking $900,000 house land package, but bro, you can only afford $650. So let's start with a $650, and that can still be a goal that where we need to be, but something is better than nothing. And that's the thing that people need to understand. We have so many opportunities here, right? And getting into your own home before the age of 35, which is the median age for a fucking first home buyer to actually purchase a property. If you're fucking 20 and all you can afford is a 3x2, bro, you're fucking 15 years ahead of yourself. Get the fucking thing. Within 15 years, if you haven't moved into a bigger home, you're doing something wrong. Hands down.
Well, unless they don't want to.
No, fucking you will, because your life changes, your situation changes, your income changes. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be on a better position in the first 5 years of you starting your property journey than you will be at any point. Because you tend to strive to do more because you want to earn more, to have more flexibility and more available funds for other shit. That's what ends up happening. Like, that's just the fucking numbers. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, what to do? Book a phone chat, message us on Instagram, or whoever the fuck it is. Obviously, if you can, reach out to us.
If you're listening to the podcast, you'll probably reach out. But
reach out to us. You'll know you'll get the right fucking info, and that's what it all is. Whether you reach out just for a quick phone chat, that's not gonna do anything except take up 10-15 minutes of your time, or book in a in-person chat. That's what it is. You are not. It is free. You are not paying for any of this. We get paid by the builder when the slab goes down. So I need to make sure that I am doing the right thing, guiding you through, because if your slab doesn't go down, I've just wasted my fucking time and I've wasted your time. So I'd rather just not waste anyone's time. And that's where all of this information gathering and all of this stuff comes into play. We'll give you the right guidance. And if we see that it can be done and you're keen on it, we married it up, we build a home. If not, you know what you need to do. The ball's in your court. I'm not your fucking dad. I'm not going to sit there and guide you through it all. Do you know what I mean? Like, in terms of chase up every 2 months. Hey, have you done this? Have you done this? We're all adults here, right? You know what you need to do. If you want to, if you're desperate enough to want to do it, you'll follow it. Do you know what I mean? That's how I see it, because we've done it for so many clients. And they come back 3 years later.
They do.
Fucking killer. They listened. And they didn't judge. Nah, we're listening, we don't judge. Nah, they listened. I'm having little internal memes in my head. But honestly, so many of them. I'm so fucking proud of them, especially when they come back. If they don't and they still build, I'm still super proud of them because they listened. They grab all the shit. They come back after a couple of years. They've set everything up. Hey, we're ready to go. And then they pull the trigger. We've got so many examples of clients that have started with us that have come back. Man, some of them I'm like, fuck, I totally forgot about you. It's been a few years.
Nick has said that to them as well, yeah.
It happened, man. Honestly, you'll call me. If you call me after like 2 weeks, I'll forget you. We go through a lot of people, right? We talk to many people on multiple different platforms, on TikTok, on Insta, on Facebook, on fucking over the phone. People that randomly call me that got my number from someone, and then the bookings as well. So we have 7 or 8 Matts. We have 7 or 8 Deans. Like, we got too many. We got like 4 different Toms. So, bro, I might not remember your name directly, but I'll pretty much remember your situation within about fucking 2 minutes of you actually explaining it.
I want to throw some hypotheticals your way, and we both know the answer to this, but I think a lot of clients ask these, which is, do I need to go to a bank to assess my finances?
Fuck no. Okay, you want to explain?
Yeah.
You just asked. You're going to ask me questions. Fuck no. You
Fuck
don't.
no. Silence. Crickets.
No, and to be honest, that's probably the worst thing you can do. The reason why I say that is because with a bank, they are going to assess you as it is in the current situation, whereas a finance broker is actually someone that has your best interests at heart, first off. Second of all, they have access to 25, 30, 40, up to like 40 different banks, right? To grab your situation and all of your details and run it through all of them. So all of a sudden, you're increasing your chances 40 times fold versus just one. So even though that may be the preferred bank that you want to go to, that's fine. But let's see what all the different options are. Because with building especially, or even buying, you just want to get your foot in the door, right? Whichever way that is. If there's an ideal path, great. But at the end of the day, if you can get approved and get the home, you can always refinance down the track into your preferred bank. But if that preferred bank initially doesn't get you what you need, you've kind of fucked yourself. So you might as well do it that way. So that's where the finance broker is really handy versus a bank, because you've got all the different options. And a lot of banks calculate your income differently. So what one bank that you've gone to might not be the perfect situation versus someone else.
Next question. I bank with ANZ, and the mortgage broker has recommended I go with CBA instead. And this is all hypothetical.
Yeah.
Do I have to go with CBA or can I use ANZ?
So, of course, you can always look at having the discussions with ANZ as well. What I would always be chatting to is with the mortgage broker going, what are my options if I did Commonwealth, or which is CBA, or if I did ANZ? Is my borrowing the same? Is my deposit option the same? And this is where those assessments are very different with a mortgage broker, because no two banks always calculate the income the same, depending on the situation. If it's just a nice, clean base salary, happy days, banks are pretty good with that across the board. But once you've got overtime allowances, site allowances, you're on a casual rate, or even sometimes the line of work that you have, that can very fluctuate what your income can be calculated between the two. So yes, it can, in short, yes, you can go there, as long as you understand that the budget may be different, or if it works. It's a very different situations type of situation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't just one size fits all, not with building especially.
Yep. I've seen all of your plans and I haven't found something I'm 100% set on.
Mm-hmm.
Can we customize something?
That's it. As long as the ideal goal is to find something that we've already got as a base plan and then do some slight modifications. That will be your most cost-efficient way to get everything done, because if you go from fully scratch as a full custom, every single time it will cost you more because it's never been built before. Every builder will charge you more because it's a risk. It hasn't been built before. So if we can, there's only so many ways you can do a 3 or a 4x2 home. So if we can find a base plan that has 80% of it, 70% of it, do the small little tweaks that are exactly what you want, happy days. You're going to have exactly what you want, and it's going to be a lot more cheaper compared to a full custom.
How many builders do you work with and why?
So in WA, we have 4, right? So we've got Levita Homes, Move Homes, Progen Homes, and
New Era.
A New Era, sorry. Fuck. I was going to say Move Homes twice. And New Era. And these 4 builders cover 90% of Perth, right? From metro and even slighter outer regional now, which is a really big thing for us. So what was the question?
How many builders do you have and why?
Okay, so that's literally why. So each of these builders, honestly, they all specialize in different type of components. I'm not interested in having 10 builders doing the same thing because it's a fucking pain in the ass to try and manage all of them, all of their expectations, all of their admin processes. To be honest, I don't do what Julie does, but do you know what I mean? Whereas the 4, Levita Homes does a lot of estate, like new estate areas, right? Move Homes does the same, very similar, but they also have different construction methods, which we have a lot of guys from over east that prefer, brick and steel, brick and timber construction rather than double brick. So that helps accommodate and gives different opportunities and different designs as well, because we do mostly in the States. Progen Homes, they're a smaller boutique builder. They've been around for ages, and they do some killer work, especially in the what's called brownfield sites. So that is your inner suburbs, areas where our two other builders, Levita and Move, where they go, this is a little bit too far. This isn't our cup of tea. We don't want this. That's where Progen comes into play. And we have certain limitations with Progen in terms of how much business we can give them, because they are capped at a specific amount of homes per year. And that's where New Era comes into play. So New Era is part of the Fratelli Group. They've been around for a few years now. They do quite a few of the regional sections. So other areas like Mewshay, Lower Chittering, Chidlow, up in the hills, Parkerville, which we're doing quite a few in that new estate there. So they help they specialize in a lot of that stuff, but they can also do that little bit of that. They can take in a little bit of that overflow that we have in the brownfield area. If Progen is finished or whatever in that situation, they can't do it, we have another builder to help accommodate. So we've really hit and covered a good broad market of Perth in that sense.
Next one is, I'm building with my partner, and this is my first home, but my partner has already built. Do I still get the first home owner's grant?
No. So if you're going in as a partner, as a couple de facto, and one person has already built or owned a home, unfortunately you lose it, right? It is actually part of the whole clauses, and you do have to state that obviously you have a partner, and when it digs up, unfortunately you miss out on it. So that 10,000 you miss out. You also got to keep in mind that grant, right? It sucks, but like if the median house price in Perth now is like 840,000, right? The cap limit of the first home owners grant is 750,000. So if you're looking for a 4x2 quad garage in specific areas, you might be over 800,000 anyway. So you're not really losing out on something that you weren't going to get in the first place. So it just all comes down to is what your situation is and what it is. But we adjust the deposits that you need up front so you know exactly what you're in for. But that is vital info. We need that up front.
Absolutely. I think that's all I can think of straight off the bat. I just thought we'd just kind of shoot some first appointment questions that I always hear from clients.
And the way I've answered is literally how you're going to hear it.
How you're going to hear
it. There is no roundabout. There's no dead set, cut and clear. I'd rather explain everything into a detail so you can understand and go, okay, that's actually fair enough.
But what I wanted to highlight with a couple of quick questions like that, like you're shooting off the bat off the top of my head, is every single client situation is different.
100%.
So like we reiterate this so often, but book in, have a chat and assess your personal finances and your personal situation to see if you yourself can build rather than going off the generic questions. But these are the questions we get time and time again.
Yeah.
And you know what? There is no bad question. There's no silly question because we are in the industry and we have heard it all.
Fucking oath we have.
Like we've
heard it all.
Are a first home or even a second home buyer. Like you don't know this. This isn't your job to know this kind of stuff. I'm sure if I walked into your, industry, I'll have all the silly questions.
100%.
This is our job. This is what we do for work.
Yep.
So ask the questions.
Dead set. And that's the biggest thing is a lot of people want to hold back. They don't want to look stupid and this and that. Man, unless you've done this like 400 times like us and built them, and then you're still saying the same stupid shit, that's maybe when you should be embarrassed. Until then, you're fine. It's your first time, second time, fifth time. Fuck. It always changes.
The industry's changing.
It's always changing. Like, fuck, everyone's having to adjust to the new fucking energy efficiency codes in WA. In Adelaide, it's even worse. There's even more shit to consider with the NCC code. So things are always changing, and it's okay. We will guide you through any of the questions that you have. If I don't have the answer, I'll let you know within 24 hours, 100%. Unless you call me on the Saturday and I can't get through to the builder till Sunday, like Monday. But 9 times out of 10, I'll get it with you within a couple hours.
Yep.
But overall, hopefully it gives people just that little bit of an idea. It's reach out. That's number one. Reach out. Let's actually have a bit of a conversation. Let's lay it all out for you. And then balls in your court. No qualms. If you don't use us, you don't use us. But at least you know you're going to get the right info and we're not going to fuck around. That's the biggest thing, really. There's too much fuckery.
Yeah, we're not here to fuck spiders.
We're not here to fuck spiders. I live and breathe that
We
fucking
do.
motto every single day.
Yeah.
Because there's so much shit out there, so much misinformation just to try and get someone through the door. Man, I don't give a fuck. If you've made the effort to book in, I'll give you all the info.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about.
Well, let's plug. Guys, honestly, you can find us on all the socials.
100%. If you can't, bro, you must be living under a fucking rock.
Go look up Mr. Enthusiast on pretty much any social platform. You will find us.
Yep.
I'm tired of doing the spiel.
Bro, fucking, it's like I'm trying to play catch up with Julia half the time because we've got so many. But like, honestly, go into Google and type in Mr. Enthusiast. We have the website, the YouTube, everything. You go onto YouTube, type Mr. Enthusiast, boom, hey, presto, we have a channel there.
Yep.
On all the components. The only one that's different would be the Spotify. Where it's the Enthusiast app, which is obviously our podcast that you guys are listening
to. Apple and Spotify, yeah.
Apple and Spotify.
But you would have found us because you're listening on Apple and Spotify. So.
But if you want to know more about us, go check our website. We've got so much info in there.
I think by the time this episode revamps, our new website should be up and running. Yeah. We've been trying to revamp a website, so it might be up by then, but we'll see. We've been working on it for months.
So if you do see it, let us know if it looks good.
If it looks
anything good. Yeah.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a rating or a review. It shows us that you're listening. It shows that
help a brother out.
Yeah, help us out.
Help a brother out. Well, at the end of the day, the more this grows, the more we can then utilize that and actually try and get other people on. And as do you know what I mean? As the show grows, that's what it's all about. If we know people are loving it and loving the content, or if they don't love something, then we can redirect it somewhere else. We're just winging it. So the more
right
you guys,
after a podcast where we're trying to not wing it,
we're trying not to. But at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. Like we'll make it work. But any support is greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. And just remember, guys,
we're not here
to fuck spiders.
Fuck oath.
Fuck it. I fucked that up. I'm panicking.